Okay, so I welcome all of you for today's Bhagavad Gita discussion. It is on Bhagavad Gita chapter number 14, verse number 7. So, as all of you know, we have been discussing on the 14th chapter in the previous session. We have completed till the 6th verse. Today, we will discuss from the 7th verse. Yes. So, the sloka is like this. रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णसङ्गसमुद्भवं तान्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनाम्. Yes, one of you can recite.
ईश्वरी रजोरगात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णसङ्गसमुद्भवं तन्निबध्नन्ति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्.
Please read the translation.
The translation: the mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to the material fruitive actions. Purpose: the mode of passion is characterized by the attraction between man and woman. Woman has attraction for man, and man has attraction for woman. This is called the mode of passion. And when the mode of passion is increased, one develops the hankering for material enjoyment. He wants to enjoy sense gratification. For sense gratification, a man in the mode of passion wants some honor in the society or in the nation, and he wants to have a happy family with nice children, wife, and house. These are the products of the mode of passion. As long as one is hankering after these things, he has to work very hard. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that he becomes associated with the fruits of his activities and thus become bound by such activities. In order to please his wife, children, and society, and to keep up his prestige, one has to work. Therefore, the whole material world is more or less in the mode of passion. Modern civilization is considered to be advanced in the standard of the mode of passion. Formerly, the advanced condition was considered to be in the mode of goodness. If there is no liberation for those in the mode of goodness, what to speak of those who are entangled in the mode of passion? Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm whether all of you are able to see this. Yes, is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, the sloka here mostly we are talking about the mode of passion. As we discussed in the previous verses, there is mode of goodness, there is mode of passion, there is mode of ignorance. So, rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tan nibadhanati konteya karma sangena dehina. What are the characteristics of rajoguna? The characteristics of rajoguna is it is born of unlimited desires and longings. And the person in rajoguna, he is bound to material fruitive actions, intense unceasing craving, that is trishna, and strong emotional attachment, that is sangha. So these are the characteristics of a person in rajoguna. Srila Prabhupada tells in the purport that the core anchor of the mode of passion is attraction between man and woman, that is sangha. Right? It is defining feature of the material entanglement and pivot of cosmic illusion. Person becomes illusioned by bodily consciousness, right? So that is mode of passion. And then there is unlimited hankering. A person continuously seeks, more and more material comforts, huh? Which makes him to work very hard. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yad indriya pritayat pranoti nasadu manni atmatmanoyam asanapi klesha dasade. A person in the mode of passion, he works hard for sense gratification because he wants to enjoy the senses. So therefore, he works very hard. The intense endeavor, that is karma sangena dehinam, that binds the eternal soul tightly to repetitive, painful birth and death cycles. So the material modes are compared to binding ropes or handcuffs that trap the soul inside the physical casing. Material modes क्या है? जैसे आप किसी के हाथ को बांध देते हो, तो three modes are like those ropes. So goodness is like golden shackle, that is happy, person is happy and he is knowledgeous, but he is still attached. Passion is silver shackle बोल सकते हैं उसको. Under Rajoguna, one believes that they are the sole doer of the work, proudly creating empires that vanish in a flash of cosmic time. The person thinks, this is my kingdom. I will conquer over others. I will increase my boundaries. So, both these golden and silver shackles keep the soul equally confined to the cage of material nature. Whether it is goodness or passion, both of them are bondage. So, goodness binds a person in happiness and knowledge, but passion binds a person through Trishna and Sangha. Trishna means hankering, lot of desires, lot of desires in the mind because he's passionate. And then Sangha means opposite sex, attachment to opposite sex. Prabhupada gives the example of a camel. Yeah? In the desert, the camel loves to chew on dry, pricky, thorny bushes as it eats. The sharp thorns pierce its tongue and mouth, causing them to bleed profusely. The camel continues to chew on the bloody thorns, thinking, oh, these thorns are so delicious and sweet. But the reality is that the camel is tasting its own warm blood, not the dry thorns. Similarly, the passionate human walks relentlessly, chewing the sharp thorns of metal struggle, making his own exhausted life lead for happiness. Like Srila Prabhupada says, you know, person who tries to enjoy sense gratification, he thinks that sense gratification is, very, very enjoyable, but actually he is losing out his own energy. He is sweating his own blood, right? He's losing his own blood, but he's thinking he's enjoying, right? This is a greatest irony that a person, he is wasting his own energy, but he is thinking that I'm enjoying, right? So जैसे कि यहाँ पे एग्जांपल दिया जा रहा है, ऊंट. ऊंट क्या करता है? वो जब जो थॉर्न है, कांटे का कुछ पेड़ है, उसको खाने का प्रयास करता है, सोचता है कांटे में बड़ा मजा है, लेकिन उसके मुंह से ही खून निकल रहा है. वो सोच रहा है कि वो एंजॉयमेंट है. सो देयरफॉर हियर, यहाँ पे बताया जा रहा है कि वॉशरमैन का एग्जांपल दिया जाता है. अ डोंकी वॉक्स indefatigably all day long, carrying monstrous piles of dirty laundry for the washerman. The donkey does not own the clothes, nor does he get paid. He performs this painful service merely for a few handfuls of cheap grass. थोड़ा सा घास उसको मिलेगा, उसका मास्टर उसको देगा, इसके लिए वो कितना कष्ट करता है. He does not realize that grass grows everywhere for free. He stays bound in heavy, anxious labor under the master's whip. वो क्या सोचता है? अगर मैं काम नहीं करूंगा तो मुझे घास कौन देगा? तो घास वैसे भी बाहर अवेलेबल है, थोड़ी है कि उसको इतना हार्डवर्क करने के बाद ही घास मिलेगा. लेकिन उसका मेंटेलिटी बन गया है. दिस इज नोन एज डोंकी मेंटेलिटी. बिकॉज ही थिंक्स विदाउट वर्किंग हार्ड हाउ विल आई गेट. तो वैसे ही a passionate man works 14 hours a day in anxiety to secure simple food and shelter, missing the absolute goal of life. See, working is not condemned, but working excessively for little bit of food and shelter, that is condemned. When a person thinks हमारा पेट पेट पोषण कैसे होगा, कोई सोच रहा है सपोज, अरे how much you need to fulfill your needs, that is anyways available. But do you need to work so hard, 18 hours, 20 hours, almost wasting so much time? Huh? Is it really needed? One should think about it. And when you talk about God, they don't have time for God. Srila Prabhupada says, I looked at the people in the morning rushing into the subway like busy ants, and in the evening coming out completely exhausted, only to repeat the same grinding routine tomorrow. They think this is progress, but this is nothing but the binding chains of Rajoguna. व्यक्ति जब रजोगुण होता है उसके अंदर बहुत डिजायर्स रहते हैं, हैंकरिंग्स रहता है, सो व्हिच मेक्स हिम टू वर्क वेरी हार्ड. भागो दौड़ो भागो दौड़ो भागो दौड़ो. He enters the rat race. Dynamics of the three modes is, Srila Prabhupada notes that modern society considers mode of passion to be advanced. कोई अगर बहुत पैसा कमा लिया, बहुत बड़ा घर खरीद लिया, या फिर he became very very famous outside world, then that is considered to be very very advanced. But in ancient Vedic times, what was measured as advancement? It is as per the in terms of the mode of goodness. How much spiritual cultivation he has done, how much knowledge that person has, whether he is self-realized or not. Huh? That was the consideration. व्यक्ति का अगर ज्ञानी है, knowledgeous है, he is cultivating spiritual life, he is progressing in advancing in spiritual life, then that was considered as advancement, real advancement. That was the Vedic in the Vedic times. But in modern times, they think how much skyscrapers one has built, how much factory, how much money, how much hard working he is doing. कुछ नहीं होता तो लोगों पूछोगे तो आप क्या कर रहे हो, अगर बोले मैं ऐसे ही बैठा हूँ, बोलोगे मैं भक्ति कर रहा हूँ, nobody will like it. What do you say? If he is doing nothing, he will say, I'm preparing for competitive exam, I'm preparing for MBA, or I'm doing MBA. So people think, oh, he is doing something great, right? और वो को बोलेगा मैं बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ, मैं करोड़पति हूँ, हाँ, देन यू आर ग्रेट, वेरी नाइस. मैं चैंटिंग करता हूँ 16 माला. क्या 16 माला करके क्या मिलेगा? व्हाट यू डू बाय चैंटिंग 16 राउंड्स? मैं भगवत गीता पढ़ता हूँ. भगवत गीता तो बुढ़ापे के समय, बुढ़ापे में पढ़ते हैं उसको. लेट्स सी. People don't in the modern society people don't appreciate the advancement in spiritual life, but actually advancement in spiritual life, that is in the mode of goodness, that is the real advancement, because at the point of death, no amount of skyscrapers, no amount of factories, no amount of money will go with you. What will go with you is how much advanced you have become in Krishna consciousness, right? नेहाभिक्रमनाशस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पम अपि यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. स्वल्पम अपि यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. Swalpam means little bit. Even if you perform devotional service a little bit in this present life, that acts as your rescue in the next life, that goes with you in the next life. But Kovarth apta bhajatam sudharmata. If somebody has not practiced Krishna consciousness, but he is simply doing his materialistic duties very sincerely, what does he gain? It is simply sama eva hi kevalam. If he is not Krishna conscious, it is simply hard work, hard labor like a donkey. Try to understand. So Krishna consciousness is the most important thing in the human form of life. Human form of life is meant for practicing dharma, right? Sariram tu adyam khalu dharma sadhanam. This body is meant for dharma sadhanam. There is no other purpose of this human body. Idam sariram parinama pesalam patati avasyam satasandhi jarjaram kimausadam prichhasi mudatirmate niramayam krishna rasayanam piva. Sri Kulasakara Acharya says that this body is anyways going to fall down. It is going to be perished. So before you perish, you try to fulfill the real goal, real aim of human life. Just imagine a person, he is just, he or she is just painting the golden cage, but forgot to feed the bird inside the cage. What will happen to the bird? The bird will die. No matter, we have to take care of the body so that we can carry out our activities, but we should not spend too much time in just decorating the body by forgetting the soul, forgetting the real person. So the bird is compared to the soul. The external cage is compared to the external body, material body. We are doing so many things to keep the body fit, but what we are doing to keep the soul fit? The body is the material cage, and the spirit soul is a bird. The mode of passion drives us to painstakingly decorate, feed, and pamper the outer cage while completely starving the soul of spiritual food, that is Krishna Bhakti. So, the ultimate transcendence which we all have to achieve is we have to shift from mode of passion to pure devotion. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that one who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and comes to the level of Brahman. Mam chayobhyabhichareణ bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatittaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. By practicing devotional service, one can gradually come out of the lower modes and situate himself in the mode of pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. So, the ultimate cure for Rajoguna is Bhakti Yoga. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, practicing regulatory principles, and eating Krishna Prasadam, we dissolve the fever for material passion and revive our pure original identity in transcendental goodness. That is Suddha Sattva. So, by this chanting and hearing process, and by taking Krishna Prasadam, we can come out of mode of passion and come to the mode of pure goodness. So we have to transcend passion today by practicing Krishna consciousness. Thank you all very much for patiently listening to this session. If you have any questions,